Good morning. Look at this. How amazing is this? As busy as usual. You can just hear the bells from the church. Very pretty. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk to you about solar panels. I did a video a few months ago about some old panels I'd got off the internet and an old Victron inverter I had lying around and bits and bobs, and connected them up to some lead acid batteries, and then I took them to the other house. So it all worked fine, but it gave me an idea of what I need to properly do solar at my main house. So apologies for this, because I'm going to have to give you some information and it may seem quite boring, so I'll try and put some pictures in or make it interesting. But if you're looking to get solar fitted to your house in France, I'm going to give you some information. Rosie's going to tie me up in knots, obviously. Firstly, why would you want solar panels in France? Well, it's very sunny. I know that sounds silly, but it's a big consideration. There are places in the world, like the UK, where it's not so sunny and you don't get as much power for your money. Secondly, electricity prices are going up, as they are all over the world. It's not just France, it's not just England, it's everywhere. So as time goes on, prices are going to increase, but conversely, the prices of solar panels and solar panel equipment is going down. So you can get a really decent solar panel for around €100 less. So it does make sense to invest in solar to keep your bills down. Also, the future is electric for cars. People don't like that, then that's fine. But I'm going to give you an example. They've just built this brand new commercial zone with all new shops, and just look at the size of the car charging area. Prices as they are at the moment for solar panels, you can actually get a grant from the French government through companies, and you pay very little amount, and also you can rent them, and people pay you to have them on the roof and you get a cut of the profits. It's not a lot. So that's for a standard solar system. And what do I mean by that? Okay, right. So let's say you went along with this grant, or you just wanted a standard solar system. Somebody will come along, put panels on the roof and install an inverter which changes the power from the panels into usable power. It then gets injected into the house or the grid, and when you're using your appliances, it uses that electric first before it uses anything from the grid. When you're not using anything, it just injects the surplus electricity into the grid and somebody else uses it, and EDF charges them for it. Okay, that's a standard system with a standard inverter, standard panels. There's not much to it, and these systems can be had for, you know, £5 grand, £6 grand, or free if you wanted a grant from the government. As usual, for me, that's not what we're doing. We are going to have a different, more complicated system. So what we want to do is take the energy from the sun and store it in batteries. Most of my electric use is at night or overnight, because that's when I charge the car. In the evening, maybe use the oven, but then obviously heat the hot water as well, which happens overnight on the off-peak tariff. So what I want to do is, when it's sunny, is store the power made by the solar panels, and then look how lovely it is. It's nice here. Yeah, once that's stored, you can use it at night. So the best thing to do is work out how much electricity you're going to use. The best way to do that, if you've got EDF in France or whoever, you can usually download their app and it will tell you how much you use every day. And the video that I'm going to put out on electric tariffs or electricity tariffs will show you that app and how you use it to calculate how much you use and how much it costs. Anyway, so once you've worked that out, let's say it's, I don't know, 15 kilowatt hours per day, then you know how big you need to make your batteries, or the size of your solar panels. Once you've decided what solar panels you want, what size, how many, and if indeed you want batteries or not, then the first thing you need to do is ask for permission. And that comes in three parts. First part is the planning permission. In the UK you can just fire them on the roof as part of permitted development. In France you need to do a déclaration de travaux or préalable, which means you send a form off to the mairie and they wait a month and they either tell you or they don't tell you if it's passed. Sounds weird, but if after a month from submission date you've got no reply, then it's granted. But I actually 2 days ago got my reply saying it has been granted, so I can put the panels on the roof anytime I want. Once the system is wired in, the panels are on and your batteries and inverter are done, you then need to contact the electricity council, and they come out, inspect it, that it matches your diagram and schematic which you've submitted previously. I'll take you through that hopefully when I do it. After that, you then need to speak to Enedis and request the ability to connect it all to the grid, if that's what you want to do. If you don't have grid, you don't need the Enedis bit. You are supposed to have a Construel visit, an inspection, but if you're off grid, who's going to know? Yeah, anyway, I am on grid, so we're going to do that. Okay, let's go and have a look, see what I've bought, and I'll do a quick explanation about the items and how they work, and that's it. So stand by. Good evening. Right, here we are. We've been collecting the stuff, the royal we, me. I've been collecting the stuff for the new solar system, which I've explained about, hopefully by now, but anyway, doesn't matter. Here are some of the things I've recently got. We've got a solar charger. We have a solar inverter, a Fronius, charger for the car, a couple of connection blocks, cables for the batteries, Victron. Let's have a look what we got in here. Distributors for anyway, Victron distributor, Victron servo controller, and two Blue Sea isolators do 2 pairs of batteries each. And today, let me go and show you in the basement what we've got and the initial problem facing us. So let's go and have a look and I'll show you what the problem is. Here we are in the garage. Let me show you what 8,000 euros looks like in 5 boxes. There you go. These are batteries, and that is a Victron Multiplus inverter. This is going to give me 10,000 watts of power through the inverter and 20,000 watts of storage, or just less, 19.6 or something. But they are rack mounted batteries, which means they go in a rack designed for a computer server or computer system. But what's the problem? The problem is, where do I put it all? So let's go and have a look where I want to put it. This is where I would like to put everything, over here. 2 main problems that I've got to overcome. Firstly, there's not enough space because this is the cabinet for the batteries. That's the cabinet for the batteries. That's got to be wall mounted, and everything else, the Fronius inverter, the Multiplus, the solar charger, the flux capacitor, have all got to be mounted there. So the problem with that is we've got, as you can see, stone walls, which if anybody has tried to fix anything to these walls, it's impossible. So let me show you what I've done in the past. So here we have a computer system. So we have my router, internet, broadband, modem, switch, television, satellite television decoder, 16 terabytes of network storage, movies, games, that sort of stuff. What else is here? Yeah, got the AI chip for the home assistant, home automation system, and all the power. So the way I've fixed this to the wall is using adjustable racking, but where it goes into the wall, you can just see, I guess, is a threaded rod chemically fixed into the wall. So that's what I'm going to do for the cabinet, the Multiplus, all that sort of stuff. The batteries in total weigh 160 kilos. And the inverter weighs, I reckon, 50-ish from the weight of it. And the other inverters not so much. But we don't have enough space, so I'm going to have to move this, which should give me enough space. But the other problem is the wall is not flat. So let me explain why that's a problem. The back of this is completely flat. And in order for this to be secure enough to hold 160 kilos of batteries, it's got to be flat and screwed tight up against the wall. Otherwise it's not going to work. How am I going to achieve that? I have been racking my brains for ages. And then it just turned... I was doing some plastering for a friend the other day. I plastered the entire bathroom, which is unusual in France, and there is a video coming up on how to plaster in France. And then it just reminded me of an old video I made, which was when I was doing the rendering on my dad's extension. I'll try and dig it out. So then I thought, well, hang on, I can make this wall completely flat using external grade render. It's a dry wall, the other side is exposed, there's no damp. It's perfect for it. It's heat resistant for all the equipment. Why not? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So hopefully in this video you're now going to see me rearrange all this, move So I've got enough space spare to get the cabinet and all my equipment in that area there. But to do that I need to render it, so hopefully that's what you're going to see now. Maybe. Good morning. We are down, well for you it would have been straight away, but that was last night. I've moved all of this racking that way, so we've got a good run at this space. Well, I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm just making it up as I go along. I hope you appreciate that. So nothing left for it now but to just fire it on. I've got 4 bags. Might not be enough. Might need to go and get another couple, but it's a good base coat. Each bag is 5 litres of water. Mix it up with the mixer. Then I'm just gonna, I don't know how to get it on. I could throw it on, trowel it on. See how it goes. Just ran out. Need another bag. Anyway, so that's the first pass done. Gonna smooth it off with the float and see how we go. Yeah, see how it dries as well, because I don't think it'll dry as dark as it is there. So let's see. Come back to you when it's dry. Good morning. So the dark render is still dark. I'm still hopeful it gets lighter, but yeah, it'll look good. I think with everything, it'll make everything show. We've put a server rack cabinet on to hold the batteries, which 40 kilos each, so 4 of those 160 kilos. Put that in last night with chemical fixing, so now it's gone off. So we're going to put the batteries in. Just reorganize it a little bit. But you can see what looks like I guess World War II mine. That's for the heating video, so that's going on and being filmed at the same time. Yeah, so we've done a bit more storage over there. We've got this area, so as this is a solar video, we shall carry on. I'll come back to you when I've put the batteries roughly in place. Just to let you know, we're going to have to put sturdy shelves to hold each battery, and then once they're all in there, you'll get a better idea of what we're talking about. Things are progressing quite well. 2 in. So you can see we have a gap, shelf, battery, gap, shelf, battery. Okay, it's done. Have a look, see what you think. No cables attached yet. I'll just turn them on just to see if there's any pretty lights. But it's not connected to anything. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There you go. Good morning. Right, it's been 2 weeks since we put the batteries up, and yep, they're still in place. So what we're going to do today, you can see the background's evening out in colour, which looks really nice. It's going to look really good with all our stuff in front. Just been using this to upgrade the home assistant. Now I've got a dedicated mini PC there for it. Yeah. Today we're going to look at unboxing this. So this is an inverter. It might be useful at this stage if I'm going to tell you what all this does. So we're going to have roughly 20 kilowatts of battery storage at 48 volts. We're going to have a Victron Multiplus 2. It's an inverter and a charger combined in one. We're also going to have a not standard, but a solar inverter. Takes the power from the solar panels and injects it into the house electrical circuits. If you went out and bought or engaged one of these solar companies to come and do this, they would literally just fit the solar panels and the solar inverter, and that's it. And what happens then is, when it's sunny, the power from the panels gets injected into the house, but also the grid, so it gets fed back usually into the grid. We don't want to do that. We want to capture all that energy and store it in the batteries for later use. So along with the solar inverter, we're going to have a solar charger as well. So slightly different. It takes the power from the sun and charges the batteries directly. It's just a standalone box. You could just put that in there and it'd keep the battery charged all the time. So it's quite complicated, I know, but the Multiplus inverter joins it all together. So it takes the power from the panels, takes the power from the solar inverter, charges the batteries, and then once it's charged or you need power, the Multiplus outputs all the power that the house needs. So that can either be from batteries, from the solar inverter, or if you want from the grid as well, if you've run out of battery, for example. So the plan here is to use the solar charger, solar inverter and the Multiplus all together to capture the sun, put it in the batteries and use it at night. There we go. So the next part is clear space here, unbox this, work out where we're going to put the Multiplus and the solar inverter. So first things first, let's clear this area and I'll go and get the solar inverter and show you the difference. I've put the bracket on the wall here for the Multiplus. It's heavy, I mean really heavy. Don't know if there's a weight on it or not, but it's really heavy. 6 massive screws. I've actually just used plugs, so I went out today and bought chemical fixing for this as well, because I'm not sure, but the whole battery cabinet is chemically fixed to the wall. But when I drilled the holes, I was going to fix it with chemicals, but to be honest with you, it was pretty sturdy. Anyway, so I've got to lift this on my own onto here. You can watch if you want, because it might be amusing. Where's Dave when you need him? Oh, man alive. So I'm going to put the Fronius inverter here. I can get it quite close. There's nothing particularly on this side or the side of the other one I need to get involved with. So I'll just make the bottom Do you want the bottoms or just put it? No, I'll put it in the middle, I think. That's it then. Look, both inverters are on the wall. I'm pleased with that. So the next stage now is fitting all the other components, the solar charger, etc. I think I'm going to leave it here for this video because otherwise, if I try and do it all in one, it's going to be really long. So there we go, batteries mounted, Multiplus, solar Fronius inverter. So that's it for this video. Please subscribe. Don't forget to have a look at French ear trumpet that I do with Colin from French Countryside Life. Top channel, link in the description. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you on the next one when we are going to fit all the rest of the components and then hopefully start wiring things in. And I'll show you how to make the connections, how we isolate the batteries, switches, and how we control it from the application. So hope you found that useful. There's not really much technically that's happened. We just literally just mounted stuff on the wall. So yeah, that's it. So I'll see you on the next one.